Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I figured we'd make a banana bread. It's been a really long time since I made a banana bread. This time we're making a blueberry orange banana bread. It is to die for. My Nonna makes an incredible banana cake with orange in it, which when we go back to Italy, I would love for her to be able to share that recipe with you if you want, of course. So I figured I would apply those flavors to my banana bread, add in some blueberries, and it's a winner. It really is so good, and it's easy to make. It just requires basic ingredients, which you might already have on hand. Starting with some bananas. I just took some bananas that have been really ripened on my counter, and I mashed them with my fork so they're nice and smooshed up. I got some all-purpose flour, some salt, baking powder, and baking soda, fresh blueberries that have been washed, granulated sugar, unsalted butter that's been softened, orange, eggs, milk, and vanilla. That's it. Get your oven nice and hot to 350. Get a baking pan lined with parchment and sprayed with nonstick spray, and let's get this party started. I'm going to start by creaming together my my butter and my sugar. And I am going to do this in my standing mixer because why not? So while those are creaming up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my dry ingredients a quick little toss. And now I'm going to take some of these dry ingredients, maybe, I don't know, a quarter cup or so. And I'm going to coat my blueberries with it. Now my blueberries are a little bit wet because I washed them, but that's actually really good because it helps the flour stick to them. Now the reason we do that, because this is going to be like a more of a liquidy batter, not like a cookie dough, it helps the blueberries from not sinking to the bottom of the bowl, the bottom of the baking pan. So now that we have that done, I'd set that aside. That's looking good enough. I'm not going to be too finicky about it. I am going to crack a couple of eggs, and I'm going to put them right in here. My Nonna makes this amazing, and I'm talking amazing, banana cake. It's kind of like, it's not kind of like a pound cake with banana in it. It's divine. So this is kind of like, you know, a little bit of it's reminding me of her and reminding me of her banana cake. I'm going to add in my vanilla and eggs, get those nice and whisked up. In the meantime, I'm just going to zest like a half of an orange. You can use a whole orange if you want to. This is a really big one, so half will do just fine. I'm going to go ahead and zest it on my little plate here. I'm just going to take my spatula and scrape down the sides. And now I'm going to add in my mashed up bananas. The best thing you can do is get a few bananas, let them sit on the kitchen counter for a few days or until they go like really ugly looking and brown and almost too soft. You know, my Nonna always says when they're too ugly to eat fresh on its own, that's when you bake with them. And you have to say that's pretty accurate. I'm going to just mix in my banana and my orange. It won't take very long. And then we'll be ready for our dry ingredients. Add in my dry ingredients, and I'm going to start with just half of the milk and see if I'm going to need all of it. Sometimes it really depends. You might need a quarter cup, sometimes you may need a little bit more. I'm going to start with a quarter cup, and if I feel like I need the remaining quarter cup, which I am, then I'll add it in. I'm going to give this a nice scrape down, and now we're going to just add in the blueberry mixture, and we're going to let it rip just for, I don't know, I would say a few seconds, just until the blueberries are mixed in. You don't want to do it too much, and you certainly don't want to do this over too high of speed because it'll break down the blueberries and mash them up, and you don't want that. So let that go for just until you see the blueberries are mixed in there. That's fine. I'm going to do the rest by hand because I just do not want to pop those blueberries because then it'll ruin the look of the batter, and because I want to be able to bite down on a blueberry when I'm eating this. Let's pop this into the pan that's been greased up and ready. This parchment paper is just totally kind of annoying me, not gonna lie, because it keeps folding back on itself, but that's all right. We'll make do. All right, get everything out. Oops, there was some back there that I didn't see. Get that as flat as you can on the very top. Pop it in the oven at 350 between, I'd say, 45 minutes to an hour or until it's completely cooked through. Let it cool a bit, and then it'll be time to eat. My bread was in the oven for exactly an hour. I've let it cool for about a half hour, so it's still pretty warm. You want to make sure it's cooled completely. But if you can smell this, you'd understand why I'm so eager to cut into it now, because it's perfuming my kitchen with it, with its amazing aroma. I'm going to just cut some so that you can see. Look at that. Those little jewels right there, they are sweet, they are fresh, they are unbelievably delightful, and the orange definitely comes through. To be honest, if I wasn't serving this to guests that I know aren't the biggest citrus people, I would put the whole zest of orange in there. In fact, the recipe calls for the zest of one whole orange. I just cut back a little bit because just some people aren't huge fans of citrus like I am. But I mean, look at that. It is moist and it is gorgeous. It's still hot. You can still see the steam, but I'm going to give this a try just because I can't help myself. Delicious. It's moist. It's sweet. That burst of, not tartness because they're not tart, they're actually really sweet. But that burst of like fresh berry, it's just, it puts it over the top. It's absolutely delicious. The orange comes through, but it's not overpowering. You could also do a combination of half orange, half lemon if you wanted to spruce things up a little bit. It's delicious, and it's easy to make. Who doesn't love a good banana bread? And certainly one with a little bit of extra flair with some blueberries and orange. I hope you guys have enjoyed spending time with me. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get the written recipe. Leave any requests you have for future recipes down below because I always check your comments, and I'm always, check to see what you guys are requesting, and it just gives me really nice, fresh ideas, and I also want to make sure that you guys get what you want. Hope you guys have enjoyed spending time with me, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.